Mr. Rooster Elite here, coming at you with finally a stream. I kind of tried to stream earlier, it didn't necessarily work out, especially not in the way that I wanted it to. But that's alright, because I am here now. Posticles ended up getting offline, which sucks, but show must go on, everyone. Alright, so with that being said, without further ado, while my remote controller is charging, let's talk religion. Alright. Okay. First and foremost, how do people, like, as a society, really view religion? Like, why is it that so many people are so comfortable with just sitting back and being okay with, not necessarily not knowing everything, but putting all their faith into a being that may or may not exist? I feel as though it is some rudimentary concept of morale that we as humans have somehow implanted into ourselves. With that being said, to elaborate on that, is more so like good and evil. I feel as though good and evil don't exist, at least not in the sense that we are able to put it in. With that being said, good and evil necessarily. Oh, I can do things, but good and evil don't necessarily exist. Not in the way that we can necessarily understand it. We have our own interpretation of good and evil, which makes good and evil not necessarily mean less. But I don't know. Just because our interpretation of good and evil don't necessarily invalidate good and evil. So with that being said, I feel as though good and evil is more so a type of moral compass that we have constructed, but we don't necessarily see it through a more we don't know how to view good and evil in a more broad manner. We like to look at good and evil in a more narrow-minded way, in which and looking at good and evil through this narrow-mindedness not only hinders us from the reality that good and evil don't necessarily exist, but it puts a barrier over the way that we view religion. So we view religion more so in a manner that allows us to assume that there is some omnipotent being that may or may not exist. We are not necessarily able to prove or necessarily rebuttal it. However, when you think about it in a more general sense, it starts to really show just how much people lean on faith as more of a crutch versus, I don't know, it's not necessarily that faith is a crutch, but more so that faith is its gateway and a scapegoat to try to rationalize the irrational. That life is here and there is no necessary reason for it, but there is an interpretation to give us some type of reason for it. if I'm making sense. So all I'm necessarily more so saying is that religion is something that a lot of humans tend to lean on, not necessarily for not necessarily for direction, but more so as a purpose, a reason toward why we are here, and why our time here, or what our time here could potentially bring us, which is an afterlife, or in a scientific term, a true world. And with this true world, we somehow make ourselves believe that we are important and that we somehow are real, when in fact we're nothing but molecules and atoms put together to finally become to make sense out of the whole experience that we are having in this physical realm, in this body, in this whatever you want to call it. Therefore we get an illusion of a self, and with this self we somehow think that we are inherently real, when in fact we are not real at all. I don't know, it's a lot of hard comments. I mean, not necessarily comments, but it's a lot of harsh people out there who will view thinking this way, or trying to rationalize this in particular way of thinking is a bad thing, and that you shouldn't do it. Because yeah, maybe, oh wow, these people are already on round 6. Well, Call of Duty for you, am I right?
This facility was not equipped with automatic doors.
I kinda don't want to play a match in which people are already in. I want to start a fresh match. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge the controller more, give it some more juice. So basically what I'm more so saying is that people, or society as a whole, don't necessarily praise being smart. Like, it doesn't pay off to think about how that to actually face the fact and think about how the world is meaningless and how insignificant our lives really is. And from a cosmic perspective of all of this, we come to the inevitable conclusion, being smart, which is realizing that nothing matters because of our deep thinking and general sense of thinking, which is completely against the way that our society is ran, which is people who have a profession and they're intelligent in their profession, and they understand specific things about specific topics within the profession that they have, which is nothing but a construct of what society has built for us, in which we allow to happen. Like, why is it that we have to pay for food, like general things for living? It just doesn't make too much sense, and it only makes sense when you stay within these confines and start to make it make sense. Like, yeah, we have to do it because of capital, or because of the economy this and the economy that. But think about it like this: if we were never to build this economy, we would never actually have to live like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have a completely altered way of living, but I feel as though the ways or the government is ran, or at least politics is put into it. Politics basically says that humans are not capable of handling decisions such as going to the grocery store and getting food on their own. We have to build some type of system to keep some type of balance and or control of other people's lives, or people's lives as a whole, which is in the most simple sense the totality. And a lot of people don't realize this. People try to stay within these confines and don't necessarily think about it because there's no real reason to think about it. And it's like, yeah, there is no real reason to think about it. But alright, for example, if you was to watch a movie, I'm gonna give a specific movie, Marvel, Avengers. Whether you're watching Avengers 1, Avengers 2, can I not get a match that is already in session? I would appreciate that. But yes, so like I was saying, oh Lord, where was I? Oh yeah, so Avengers. If you was to watch a movie and you tended to not like it, you wouldn't make the movie itself any better or any worse just by agreeing that the movie was a masterpiece created by an intelligent person who is the author and or director or whatever you want to whoever actually comes up with the idea of the movie. And you also don't make it any worse by saying that you disliked it and it was a complete waste of your time, even watching it, blase, because it's all about perception, and this perception is what a lot of the society that we know it is ran on. Whether we tend to agree or not, if you pay attention, people's perception on things is what shapes the reality that we now know and love, which is really crazy when you think about it, because it shows you just how narrow-minded a person's mind can be, or just how open-minded and how deep a person can go down the rabbit hole, or what I like to call the void. Because this void is a place where not only deep thinking can lay, but deep general intelligence can also be. A lot of wisdoms can come from.
Strike team. Let's get some answers.
Alright then, round 1 is what I like. Well, damn, I don't even get to play round 1. Alright then. But this is one of the reasons why general intelligence is actually could be a good thing, because you get these different wisdoms from
I should have known Project End Station would come
going
back
into
to
the
haunt
void.
me.
You realize
We
that
believe this
nothing
location
matters,
is the
and now
cause of the
you
dimensional breaches
can
we've
also
encountered.
fully
Strike
have
team, get down there.
control of your own life. And by control, I mean in the sense to where you don't have to live within these social constructs of society. You get to finally take the universe for your own ride, because when you think about it, the universe really just wants you to mindlessly fall in line with everyone else and just go with the society, the way that everything is going. But there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. However, you do have to just take a moment sometimes and really think about the ludicrous, this absurdity that we have made for ourselves. And not only that we've made for ourselves, but the absurdity that is life. Because life itself is nothing but a really big joke. It doesn't necessarily pay to be human. It don't necessarily pay to not be human. But, life itself is a cause of suffering. Because we have greed, and because we have a need for control. And this is why a lot of people can't find happiness, because they don't tend to pay attention to what actually matters versus, oh Lord, connection interrupted. Alright. I want to try to play with people and show off my COD skills, but if this keeps happening, then I'm just gonna play a match by myself. But yes, using this type of thinking and going deep into the void as far in as you can go and coming out, but you can't. It's not about coming out of the void a completely different person, completely hollowed, but it's more so about understanding the absurdity and living despite of it. Because in the end, whether you choose to realize the absurd or not, life is going to go on, whether you want it to or not. Knowing this is not gonna make things any easier, and is also not gonna make it any harder. If anything, it gets harder understanding this, because it shows you just how ridiculous everything really is, and it shows you just how interesting humans as a species are, because these different people that you may or may not come into contact with on a day-to-day basis, or not on a day-to-day basis, but just different people in general, these different views, different perspectives, most of them have one thing in common, and all of it is greed. The ego is nothing but a false sense of self that we create to try to feel good about ourselves, I guess, to make ourselves feel as though we are something special, a special case, but we are not. It's about coming to these realizations and these conclusions on our own, because no one is necessarily going to hold your hand and actually help you, but you have to realize the absurd. Oh Lord. All right. last match. If I do not get into a game this match in which the game is not failed to join, I might have to just play solo, everyone. I don't want to play solo, but I may have to. This sucks. Live streaming is kind of hard. Like, what if I have to take a massive dookie turd? Think about it like this. And I like to quote a lot of philosophical people and philosophical ideals. However, I don't know the names of these philosophical people. I'm getting better at understanding it. However, don't judge me too harshly on it, everyone. So basically, there's a philosophical term, or is it a term or a phrase? It's a oh Lord, my brain just went completely blank. Oh, all right then, my mind is in overdrive right now. Think about it like this: there is two type of minds and two type of mortalities, I guess you can say. You have the master mortality mind, and you have the slave mortality mind. And the master mortality mind is more so like you understand the simple truths of the universe, even though yes, you can have a belief in this or that, but however, in the end, you still understand just how pointless and meaningful all of this really is. Whereas the slave mortality is you are completely oblivious to everything, like everything, the understanding of the universe and the understanding how amazing everything is, or how your perception of how amazing everything is, when in reality it really isn't. So with that being said, you are either complacent with your role in the universe, or you are contingent. And intelligence, in the sense of you understand how pointless all of this is eventually going to lead to the philosophical ideal of nihilism. Oh, we're shooting on round one now. What have randoms evolved to? randoms have evolved quite a bit, I would say.
This place is the cause of the
Oh,
outbreaks
hold
we're
on, is there an
encountering.
AFK guy?
Better get inside and solve this case.
Oh,
My
no,
team
he
can
left.
handle it,
Okay, he
Dr.
ended up
Gray.
leaving.
They'll explore the
He
site
either
and
left or
find
he
the
got
entrance.
disconnected. But yes, so yeah, you're either you know, content with your place in the universe, or you're necessarily you're not content, and you're just, you know, you understand this, but you're living in spite of it because you understand that you have no choice, but you also understand that you are the one that is responsible for your own life. And that is what actually, believe it or not, separates the entrepreneurs from everyone else, the average worker, because of his master morality mind. Alright then, you got it slightly too early, but it's alright. But yes, so hold on, do I have migrating host? How great. So yes, so the difference between entrepreneurs and the average worker is the entrepreneurs understand that they are the ones who are responsible for their own life, and they understand that they can't necessarily depend on a job for the rest of their life, 9 to 5. They it's not about them being contingent with. Wow, okay, so alright, I'm gonna have to play a solo. Got you. I didn't want to do this, but clearly I have no other choice. Alright, but yes, so they're not necessarily contingent with just mindlessly falling in line with society. They want to be in charge of their own lives, so therefore it will ultimately eventually lead to entrepreneurship, or at least some type of job that gives you a lot more freedom with what you want to do, you know. And if you do whatever it is that you want to do, like if you enjoy doing it, the money will follow. You don't even have to worry about money anymore. I truly do believe that. Now I understand when a lot of people say that they don't work for a paycheck, because it's like the money follows. They don't have to necessarily work for real. Like, yeah, there are things or steps that you have to put in play in order for the money to start coming in. However, you don't necessarily have to subject yourself to staying within a box that society tries to put you in. I like to call this the comfort zone. Society tries to make you stay within the confines of your comfort zone, because going out of your comfort zone it can be frightening, it can be a little scary. However, going outside your comfort zone proves to be a lot more rewarding. While discomforting in the beginning, it definitely gives you a greater sense of being in general. And with that greater sense of being, it makes you realize just how much, or just how absurd society really is, and the value and the weight that people try to put on society is it becomes so ludicrous to where sometimes all you can do is laugh at it.
Zombie threat neutralized.
Which goes into the philosophy of the Joker, who feels as though that because the Joker, there is nothing wrong with the Joker. He is mentally sane. However, his point to prove is that all a person needs is a sufficiently enough bad day to divert themselves away from these morals that they tend to attempt to hold themselves up to, which isn't necessarily a moral that they even want or nor necessarily have made for themselves, but it's more so the morals that has been constructed by society, whether it's through television or through the school system or whatever. The school system don't try to raise critical thinkers. It raises critical thinkers, but only within the confines of the system, which is nothing but a part of the system that is leading toward a greater sense of control, which is crazy because we give it this control. Like, we literally have the power to overrun this system, but we don't. Why is that? It's mainly because we also understand that there has to be some level of ignorance within this system, like, in order for the system to work, in order for everything to still be what we understand. Because anarchy is something that isn't necessarily good, but can we completely say that it is bad at the same time? I mean, you really haven't had a way to experience it for yourself, you know? And yes, it seems like it is completely erotic, but who knows? Maybe there can be some sense of direction with anarchy. Like, it could teach us a lot about how we can actually begin to start anew, instead of going off of predestined morals that were set for us like ages ago, even before times of the revolution. Because even before the revolution, during the colonial times, and I'm talking ancient history, or not even ancient history, that's not ancient at all, or at least it depends on your definition of ancient. However, it more so talks about the early years of America. So before America was America, there was only 13 colonies, and with these 13 colonies, they lived within the confines of the society that Great Britain has made. So within these confines, we weren't necessarily able to do a lot of things independently, or at least as a government. So understanding this, we decided that we wanted independence from Great Britain. This is a form of greed right here, and control, because we wanted to be control of ourselves. We wanted freedom from Britain, and eventually, slowly but surely, we got it, because Great Britain started to cross the line with the Boston Tea Party. And with that, it came a different type of control. Once we finally gained our independence, we essentially built our system almost off of the exact same system that Great Britain was built off of. Slightly different. We tried to form a type of democracy, but then we realized that a true democracy is impossible. Some hard decisions have to be made without the approval or even the knowledge of other citizens, and this is where the citizens' lack of faith of the government comes into play. We don't realize that there's a lot of things that's happening within the government in which would prove to why citizens don't trust them. The moon landing. A lot of people feel as though the moon landing is fake. There's a lot of science to prove that the moon landing wasn't fake, but it was indeed something that happened. However, there is a lot of just as good evidence to prove that the moon landing was actually fabricated. And whether it was fabricated or not, it holds no real weight over what society actually thinks, you know, because whether you believe the moon landing was fake or not, it isn't going to change any type of sense of anything. And it's the same way with the flat earth. Even if they were somehow was to prove that the earth was flat, even though that's completely absurd, because why would every other planet in the solar system be flat? I mean spherical, except earth. It just don't sit well with me at all. Even though, yes, technically there are some quantum laws that can suggest a flat earth, that don't necessarily mean that that's it, you know. Like, our understanding of the universe might be a lot more narrow than we think. But even if we knew everything, what would that actually prove? It wouldn't prove anything, but we are able to, you know, gather evidence and learn, you know. And we already understand this about ourselves. So what is the actual point in doing all of this? And the more you actually start to think about it, the more you realize that there is no point in none of this. And I understand I'm going down the deep rabbit hole right now, but this is something that a lot of people choose to ignore instead of questioning. Like, why aren't we questioning these things? Why aren't we questioning why everything is the way that it is? Is it because it's better? Or is it because we were told that it's better, so we went ahead and allowed that to be our reality instead of seeking the truth for ourselves? Why is it that we hold these public legislative figures to such high moral standards when we probably don't even have any real moral standards of our own? We don't necessarily try to choose anything for real of ourselves. We just assume that someone else is going to do it for us and everything will be alright. But in fact, we do have to take a hard look at ourselves as well in order for everything to truly be alright, because otherwise we're just going off some false or I won't even say false, but misguided sense of being, which is the most ludicrous of it all, honestly. Ah, nice. I turned the power on. So where am I? Oh, I know exactly where I am. Okay. Ooh, trial reward station. Yo, what the hell is all this shit? Like, what am I doing right now? Alright, you know what? How about I get some more money? Ooh, excuse me. How about I get more money and then I'll do more. But yes, I definitely feel as though, you know what, maybe this stream by myself, it wasn't such a bad idea. I'm able to touch on a lot of topics open-mindedly and freely without obstacles. Even though it would have been nice to hear his thoughts on what society actually thinks of religion. Because I definitely don't think religion is stupid at all. Like, it gives people a great sense of hope. And whether or not God is real, it doesn't matter, because it works for other people. You know what I'm saying? And it would be absurd, because I feel as though, yes, it is just as absurd to not believe in anything at all. However, like, these people only came to the conclusion that, you know, there is nothing, because of this understanding that there is that fact that there is no, that there could not be any God, that this realm of existence is all that it is. We don't want to accept that, you know. We want to assume that there's something more. And then it's more so like the fact that we can actually perceive that there is something more somehow is enough to make it true, you know. And it also gives the question on just how closed-minded is the human species. This is actually, you know what? First room challenge. I feel as though you guys would get a great kick out of watching me and Positives attempt the first room challenge on this game. Because I feel like this is actually be not that bad of a, look how big this first room is. Like, without opening the door, for those of you who do not know, the first room challenge is literally going the whole game without opening a single door, which is this door, because this is the only door I think I can open within this room. This door can also be open, however, you cannot buy that door. It only opens after turning on the power. And can you buy this door? Yes, you can. So if you cannot buy either one of these doors, you can't buy that door that's right behind me, and you cannot buy this door that I'm coming up on to my right. So with that being said, that would be an interesting challenge. Another interesting challenge to do someday would also be the 2-box challenge. Me and Positives, that is one of, like, that's literally a classic. Me and Positives have to do that challenge. Oh, I did not mean to throw the grenade. I meant to throw this. Oh, and I can pick up the tomahawks. Alright, nice. If I don't die by them. Zombies. Oh shoot, did the I almost let that disappear. But yeah, it's crazy when you think about these things, because it will make you think really hard, and it will make you also feel as though everything I know is a lie. But whether everything you know is a lie or not, it doesn't matter. It just makes you more aware of that fact that nothing matters for real. And when you realize this, you get to also start to construct your own beliefs and your own personal morals, something that don't come within the confines of anything. It comes from your own experiences. How often do a human go outside and look at nature? Whether it's a tree being a tree, whether it's a squirrel being a squirrel, whether it's a bird just being a bird. How many people really just go outside and just pay attention to these small details and really just think, exactly, just think, you know what I'm saying? No actual words, no judgments on what is happening, but just being. A lot of us don't do that. Why don't we do that? It's because most of us don't necessarily give it a thought of the day, because we're constantly trying to distract ourselves from the realization that nothing really matters, but just how beautiful everything truly is. It gives you a greater sense of appreciation for everything when you actually stop to ponder on certain topics and certain aspects of life. When you start to look into this deeper meaning rather than just accept it and fuck, I did it again. Where is the, oh, here it is. Right, exactly. So I don't know. I like the high grade salvage. Oh no, I think I want my tomahawk. I got 4 of them. But yeah, I challenge everyone that's watching the stream, just go outside and just pay attention. Don't have any initial, like, you're gonna have judgments, but don't even really pay attention to the notice that you're having judgments about what's going on, about reality being reality. You know, you just gotta pay attention to these things, and you'll realize that these are just natural human things, natural human thoughts. A lot of us don't really know what it means to be alive, because we don't even know what it means to not be alive. And the mindless people in the world who just, blindly follow society's path, they actually are experiencing not being, but they're not even realizing that they're experiencing not being. And you gotta also be aware of this as well, because this is a crucial part to deconstructing what society has put into our brains and starting the process to construct anew. You know, if you're not aware that the problem is a problem, then how can you actually fix the problem? You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of shit, a lot of philosophy that I'm hitting everyone with right now. I have to there we go. Alright. Yeah. Definitely interesting. I wonder, has anyone ever just thought sometimes to themselves that not necessarily thought to themselves, but noticed that there was some feeling that they had inside. They couldn't necessarily describe what the feeling was or why it was there, but they knew that it was something inside of them that it was a feeling of uncomfort, and you just didn't want to actually feel that feeling. Most of us get this feeling mixed up with the feeling of boredom or something like that. Alright, so what is this?
Energy stabilization at 50%. Energy stabilization at 100%. Stabilization restored. Anomaly generated.
I think it's fair to say that's what a mega group was investigating. Son of a bitch. It looks just like the others we've seen. Germans must have breached it during the war. They were desperate at the end.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say, what is going on? I thought I was about to die for a second. Alright, so Pack-a-Punch is here.
Strike team, come in. Do you read me? Please respond.
Oh yeah, this place is definitely trippy. It's so crazy because I know I played this earlier with Posticles when he finally was available. However, playing it again is just so wow. Because I'm playing it by myself and he was actually doing everything, so I didn't know what exactly was going on. Oh, okay, so it's showing me where I gotta go. Okay, good. So I'm not running around blindlessly. So let's see what is up here. Oh, gotta open the door. Oh Lord. So this is where Jug is. Alright. Ooh, the box. Let's see what the mystery box will yield. So I just got the exact same gun, just a higher level. Alright.
Personal log. Dr. William Peck.
Interesting. Retrieve machine parts. This is actually how you have to play zombies if you want to find shit. It's like you just gotta run around and basically hug everything until until you basically find what you're looking for. Oh.
Comm link reestablished. Thought we lost you there. What happened? Where did they go? Oh, fuck me. They went through the portal. We should run some diagnostics when they get back to HQ.
Interesting. So you're only in that realm for a short time, and you have to kill zombies in order to get back to that realm. Alright. Where am I exactly? All right.
Tactical rifle? Fine by me.
I'm glad that they added, kept that feature, and then okay, so it's a lot easier to play this. Oh, you know what? I think I know the map now. Run up here. Run this way. Build station. And I'm back at quick revive. Yes. Okay. Nice. Nice. And that is a way inside of Knockdown Totem. I like how this is basically, you know what, the symbolism with this zombies remake in relation to the old zombies is actually really well. Like, well done, Treyarch. I have to go ahead and give you your props. I did not think y'all can do it, and y'all definitely proved me wrong. And I feel as though this map is great. For those of y'all who don't know Black Ops Zombies originated with a map called Knockdown Totem. I'm actually might go ahead and live stream that just to show y'all just how amazing this is, that Treyarch actually decided to take this route in order to reboot zombies. They literally restarted from where it all began, and they completely rectified it to a point to where this is definitely Knockdown Totem. And this is the outside of it. Like, this is the plane where they crashed at initially. It was like a plane crash. It was very vague on the details. And there was a plane crash. And next thing you know, we were inside of this building. We were only confined to just the inside of this building. And we were able to see out here. And clearly not with this much detail. There's a lot more detail put into the outside of this map now. However, you know, this is what we were looking at. Like, we were actually looking and wondering what would happen if we were able to go out here. Oh shoot, I almost got trapped just then. It's alright, everyone. I have a quick revive. At the bottom left of my screen, a little further to the right, you will see this. It kind of actually looks like the Juggernaut icon. It is basically a plus with a, is that a bat going across it with a 1? That is my quick revive. At least I want to assume that that's my quick revive. I want to say it's safe to assume that, but this zombies is completely different from anything that I've known, so definitely not good to assume anything anymore. And as y'all can see, this gun right here, the Type 63, is a melter. Found that out. Oh, I have playing with popsicles. Like, oh yeah, this gun has to be on my team.
He's the third.
So the Dark Aether, okay, so the anomaly is back. So I'm gonna save a zombie this round, and I'm gonna go back into the anomaly and see what I can find. That way I can get Pack-a-Punch, because it's round 12, and Pack-a-Punch is kind of like a virtue as these rounds are starting to increase. Zombies are starting to get a little stronger, and you know what? Wow. Oh no. Damn, I would trade in. Okay, I don't want to trade in my tomahawks. I need to remember I have them and use them. Okay, well, my incompetence led to this breaking. Oh, a dog. Alright then, sit down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, yes, yes. Good old zombies. Ah, this brings me back. I remember when my mind was a lot more narrow-minded, and I had a more general way of thinking about a lot of things. It's so easy to just play zombies like literally all day. I'm not gonna lie though, this zombies is literally giving me them same vibes. Like I was playing, oh shit, I was hoping that I could keep running, but I don't know. I feel as though that this zombies definitely shot past any expectations that I initially had, which weren't very high at all. They started to get slightly higher because literally everyone was telling me that zombies on this game everyone was basically saying the same thing, that zombies is back to its back to its original funness while maintaining the simplicity that it used to have. And I can confidently say that I agree. Zombies is definitely back to the simplicity. Oh shit, alright, well not completely because I literally just went in a circle. But it definitely, once I understand this map a lot more and realize where I'm going and shit, I will get to see just how, whoa. Okay, I was like, am I missing something? Turned out I was missing something. This way is actually faster. Because if I go this way, go down here, then the anomaly right there. Okay, nice. Okay, cool. I was about to kill him, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going a complete opposite way. Sometimes you gotta be alright with getting smacked around a couple of times by some zombies. As I progress in rank, I'm assuming that I will also be able to progress in level. I mean, damn it, I'll be able to progress my juggernaut level and my perk levels, because you can upgrade your perks and everything to the web lab. Reforge the machine. So they're making Pack-a-Punch as simple as possible to do. And that's all is needed to make Pack-a-Punch. Alright. Let me show everyone a Pack-a-Punch type 63. There we go. Oh shit. Wasn't I was almost dead just then, wasn't it? Okay, so it's that simple to do Pack-a-Punch. Nice. How much does it cost for stamina? I'm going back to the start room. Alright, that's fine. I'll train in the start room. Like I said, the start room is actually not a bad place to be at. Alright, how much does it cost? $250. I should be able to get that after I kill one zombie. There we go.
Like the flesh eater.
I guess I'm gonna try to get a good box. I mean, a good gun out of the box. Since this gun isn't Pack-a-Punch, I don't want to complicate the gameplay too much. I just want to show off my skills a little bit. Oh Lord, alrighty. So yeah, I definitely had to do a lot of relearning how to play zombies when I initially played this game, especially since everything I thought I knew about zombies is just nowhere near what it really is. But definitely look forward to me and Popsticles doing the Easter egg in the future. I will try to live stream that and do a podcast during the live stream. It's gonna be a lot harder with zombies, especially if we're doing a live stream, for the simple fact that we're gonna have to converse with each other with what we have to do within the game. Therefore, it won't be as easy to talk about things, but especially since you know, humans in general they aren't incapable of multitasking, but it's definitely a challenge with certain topics or certain things over others. So with that understanding, I do realize that I may or may not actually stamina up, yes. It's like there's no real point in opening that door because I could just go. I can open that green door right there. Where does this green door lead to? This leads to... Fuck. It leads right back to the start room. So if I want to get back to where I was, I go down this way. There should be a door somewhere. Ah, yes, I'm on the right track. Hold on. Yes. So armor is now at level 2. Alright, so I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm by speed cola. So since I'm by speed cola, I'm gonna bust this right up here, up these stairs, bust this left, and yep, I'm exactly where I want it to be. No, actually I want to be in the Juggernaut area. Okay, yes. Even though it's not like any of these areas are really that different from each other, they're both like relatively close. Yeah, I'm on.
Equipping assault rifle.
Noticing a large concentration of radioactivity in your AO.
So the Krig 6. Can't wait to shoot this mug. Seems as though it's an automatic, got 40 rounds. I want to say it's safe to assume, but you never know with Black Ops. Sure, I'd be having some interesting guns, that be having some interesting ammo clips. So yeah, what I'm doing right now is a method of playing zombies called training. Everyone already knows this. As you can already see, zombies can get pretty tedious. That's why I do enjoy this zombies, because it's a little bit more difficult once you get the general understand. Oh shit! Alright. Once you get the typical feel for the game and actually realize that it's not so different only in on certain aspects you realize that at the end of the day it's still just zombies, you know, they're just mindless, non-living or undead things, I should say, because they're not alive in the sense of how science portrays organisms to be considered living. They can't reproduce, and that takes them out of the candidate of being alive right there. So therefore they are undead. Alright. I like how the mini boss actually feels more like a boss now. Some way better if you ask me. Like, yeah, he can be very annoying, and then he spawns even more annoying shit after you kill him. Oh, actually, I think that's only if zombies are around him when you kill him. Let's see what happens if no zombie is around.
Good work, strike team.
Ah, fuck. Alright, well, it still happened. Oh my gosh, and it's two of them. It's never good when it's two. I want to get my this weapon to level 2 pack punch as quick as possible. Actually, should I start using this weapon? Have I tested? Oh my gosh, it barely does any damage to them. It's like by round 10, you should definitely, or at least, yeah, by round 10, I feel like you should definitely have a pack a punch weapon. But this is, I'm making it look easy, but it's not easy at all. This is actually kind of stressful. What makes these guys so much more stressful is they actually run at you and try to do some not so pleasant things to you. Alright, I'm about to die. Let me just run away from him, heal up a little bit. Alright, he's dead, and I'm about to die as well. So I shouldn't lose anything, because I only had these two perks. No, I lost stamina up by default. Gotcha. So you're gonna lose at least one perk when you go down. That was a mistake on my end for staying still too long. They ended up literally trapping me in a circle. And zombies, you always want to stay on the move. And that's why a lot of us wouldn't survive the zombie apocalypse in real life, because what humans tend to do, we like to stay in one area and multiply. And zombies feed off of that one weakness that we have, which is also one of our greatest strengths. The fact that we can diversify and multiply. We can leave typical society. For example, the Asians and Chinese actually had a war in history. I don't know what it was called. I think it was called the Asian War or some shit like that. But it's basically they fought for the right to be different, basically. And the whole gist of it, they basically fought for their. It was kind of like a Asian revolution. They fought for their ability to be able to say whether or not they are Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, whatever. They literally fought for that right. And now look at them. They're all different. They're not, looked at as the same race anymore. I personally think that is interesting. I don't feel as though it is good or bad. It's just that's how they want to be perceived. So who are we to allow them or to tell them that no, they can't be perceived like that, because that's not. I don't know. Like it just shows the ignorance of people. If we were to actually go off of this perception. Oh gosh. If we were to go off this more diluted perception of how people should be. At the end of the day, does it matter whether or not they're different or the same? No, it doesn't. But, it matters to them. And in the end, that's all that matters, really. And as long as they are content with whatever arrangement that they got, then who are we to judge? Alright, That was a total failure. I wanted to at least make it around 20 before actually dying. But we didn't. Alright, another thing, society. Another way society tries to maintain a way of control is definitely another way that society tries to maintain a certain level or sense of control is with what? I definitely want to just play regular zombies with some randoms in which who aren't too good. I'm not gonna lie, I just want to have some really bad teammates right now. If I can have some bad teammates, that would be great, because I'll be able to make great gameplay of me reviving them. I want to be like this one YouTuber I was inspired by for so long, because he was so good at reviving people. The Relaxing End. Oh man, I don't know why he stopped playing games, but now he does unboxing videos. I don't watch those, but I like to go on his channel and look at the old streams he did back when he was king and master of getting so many revives in one game. Like, he definitely was a big part of my passion for zombies. And it's so crazy because as more YouTubers like him and Syndicate divert away from zombies, it made me realize like, dang, nothing truly lasts forever. Zombies was such a big part of my childhood growing up, and I definitely feel as though a part of me is gone when I stopped liking zombies. It's crazy. But yes, back to society. It's crazy how society really tries to control us through media. And it's news, for example. Why is it that news never really shows anything good happening? Like, there might be stories here and there, but for the most part, in the general sense, the news don't show much of any positivity. It's always negativity. And I get, yes, there's plenty of negative in the world, but why is the news trying to portray to us, society, that there's basically only negative in the world? It's just so much bad stuff on the news. Every time I watch the news, I promise you, it's like someone passed away in some violent manner, or something crazy. I don't know. It's like the news tries to inform you about all the evil that's going on in the world, all the bad in the world, but it shows you no good, and it'll make you think, like, is there no good in the world? And good and evil, I'm speaking from a very subjective point of view, but why is it that we're always shown the suffering? Why are we always shown the things that don't necessarily matter? Why can't we see more of people donating to charity, or a man that's helping an old lady across the street? Why don't we see any of that stuff? It's mainly because society don't want to feed off of these things. It's all about ratings. I feel as though news ratings are at its highest when there's only bad things going on in the world, when there's only suffering going on, when there's another person's misfortune. I guess we as humans find it more comforting to know that there's people out there who are going through situations that are just as bad as our situations or even worse. But for the others that actually think about things like this, it's more so like why there's a lot more to life itself. There's so much more to society, or it could be so much more to society than just suffering and pain. However, you know, I guess society isn't necessarily ready for that. We don't want to know a world with the goodness in it, you know, and good as in the sense of giving love and compassion. We only want the cruel and the suffering, and all that does is really add on to our own inherent suffering that we can feel all the time, but we choose not to. This is the feeling I was talking about of what most people typically get confused with: boredom. We try to hide from the fact that that everything that we really know and probably will know is completely meaningless, and it doesn't necessarily matter. But within the void, you can find a sense of security, a sense of certainty, because it assures you that no matter how bad you think it is, this is literally just the hardest part, because it will get easier. A lot of people don't like hearing that because it's just so cliche, so typical, but it actually does get easier.
The Soviets sealed this place up in the 40s. Why unseal it?
Should I go ahead and buy a jug? One thing I always say is, it's never too early. Have some good health. These are a lot of topics that I ponder on in my head a lot, because I just wonder, like, why is it that we allow society to be the way that it is? It's completely absurd to me. Okay, so you can only kill one person at a time. Give me this C4. And where is the ammo crate? I saw it. Right there. Alright, there we go. As soon as I buy ammo, don't you think that's crazy? I like pondering on topics like these because it seems like there's no true answer to it, and I feel like the only answer that you can come up with is that humans need this. It's like, I don't know why, but we need this sense of conflict in order to give our own insignificant lives meaning. The question on that is clearly that we are inherently evil by nature. It was meant for us to be the way that we are. We have no control over it. And this lack of control is what scares the living hell out of a lot of people, because the thought of not being in control of your own life is completely like, wow. Like, I really thought I had free will, but I really don't. Whether it's the laws you're being governed by, or whether it's just the cosmos themselves that you're being governed by. That a universe that, you know, cares not about who you are or who you think you are or what you're gonna do for, you know, society or any of that stuff. The universe doesn't care. You know, we can only get personal satisfaction out of these different aspects that life has to offer. It's crazy because it takes you to a different realm of thinking that most people don't feel comfortable being in. But a lot of this is necessary in order to really have control. You have to understand that there is no control, and lose the sense of control that you feel as though you have in order to truly gain control, as contradictory as that definitely sounds. Oh yeah, I don't pass. Postic was in rank. Let's do it. Oh no, actually we're the same rank. Did I get the rank 22 up there? Because it's one I saw it come up on my screen. Too busy talking. I feel like I be talking about some concepts, and before I can finish what I'm talking about, I'll jump to another concept. Not necessarily my best attribute, because I need to learn how to stay on topic. But it's a learning progress. Everyone is learning right now. I'm learning, talking to everyone, and everyone is learning, you know, listening to my rants. It's all about learning. As long as learning is going on, what matters about, you know, everything else. If that's that should be the true goal of school, honestly, is to learn, right? Yeah, you learn, but what exactly are you learning how to do? Learning how to follow orders, do what your employer tells you to do, but, you know, slightly, you know, ignorant enough to not really ask why are you even doing this in the first place, like what is the point in this? And being okay with a answer like, oh, that's just how it is. No, not at all. There's so much more than just that, and there's nothing wrong with being content with it, but, you know, I feel as though people should at least think about it and understand the ludicrous.
Me gusta mucho.
I should have bought Quick Revive. Cracking a punch.
Report. What the hell just happened? If I'm reading this right, I think Strike Team crossed the threshold into another dimension.
Okay, this took me back Quick Revive. Other one takes me back Jug. Gotta remember that. Ooh, so do I want to train by Quick Revive or Jug? I'm gonna train by Quick Revive. Train in this little area. I can't believe Posticus fell asleep on me. That is so crazy. Oh yeah, if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Definitely. Hopefully everyone is enjoying my rant. It's so crazy how people, because everyone is a hero, I guess. But that don't mean that everyone is good, in the sense that they're always doing the right thing. Because being good is so much deeper than just that narrow-minded way of seeing it. It's about understanding that there is no true good or true evil. It's like, how can one really, and I feel like honestly you have to really be smart in order to be evil or good. Because, and when I say smart, I mean it in the, ooh, I want the decoy. But and when I say good, hold on. When I say smart, excuse me. When I say smart, I mean it within the thinking of general intelligence that is on a more cosmic understanding. For example, knowing you know that everything we do on planet Earth is just, not necessarily inherently good or bad. There's no true one being out there that is actually looking at us and trying to figure out, why we do what we do, or this or that, or even testing us about our knowledge on the observable universe that we can understand. It's more so about understanding this absurdity. So when I say that, understanding this absurdity gives you that option to reject it and be an evil person. But without this general level of understanding this, how can you truly be evil? How could you truly be good? It's impossible. Don't I have $1,000? I see it right there. Oh, no. I need 1,000 of those thingy things, salvage. I think that's what that is. Okay, so now I understand that salvage is actually an in-game type currency. Why are the 3-round bursts in this game so goddamn good? Okay, so you're trying to take my salvage, you fucker. And it's this one. Alright, 900.
Scanning for decompressive isotopic estrangement machine.
Zombie threat neutralized.
I heard of the rumors that Deadshot Daiquiri was back. And I guess that was Deadshot Daiquiri right there. Where am I? I know where I am. Oh, okay, so that is the official path of that way. Got you. So all of that is downstairs is just one gigantic circle. definitely for those of you who haven't been in the stream the whole time, I strongly suggest going at the beginning of the stream when my ideas were nice and fresh, and definitely enjoy some of the intellect that I was given.
Exfil no longer available. I'll notify you when Raptor 1's back in range.
Actually, I should probably go on ahead and get a pack-a-punch weapon. It's overdue. See, this path is faster. That's why I take this path. As you can see, I just make that jump off on that ledge right here, and there's pack-a-punch. Ooh, 90 bullets in the chamber. Nice, nice. Alright, so this is the other way. So this other way is gonna take me to this room, and I just go up through this way, and then I'm back, and then I just turn left. Interesting. So neither way is that long per se. Okay, yeah, see this, I think this is a level 1 weapon, since this is still the same one that I started off with. And it's red.
Better up now.
Ooh, the ray gun. They finally blessed me. Now I get to see just how amazing this new ray gun is. Oh lord, okay, well, at least the splash damage isn't as bad as in previous games. Oh, I actually have the second highest amount of kills. Can't have that. You know what? I understand why they added this feature of levels to Pack-a-Punch. It is to get rid of the crutch of having to buy double tap. So instead of buying double tap, what it is you buy an increasingly damaged version of whatever gun that you want through the Pack-a-Punch machine. Therefore, making it slightly harder, because if you get a gun on a certain round and it's not pack-a-punched, then you're more so up shit creek. Versus if you have double tap, there are a lot of people didn't necessarily see a reason to get pack-a-punch, because a lot of people actually argue that getting double tap is just as equal or just as satisfactory as, you know, buying pack-a-punch, which is not a bad argument at all in my opinion, because it makes sense. I mean, you can last on back in regular track zombies, you were able to last up to like round 30, and that's just, you know, my personal level that I've gotten to without Pack-a-Punch with just double tap. So double tap definitely wasn't, I mean, Pack-a-Punch definitely something that you didn't need because of double tap. But Pack-a-Punch now is a necessity because of the lack of double tap, and therefore making Pack-a-Punching a lot more of a priority in this game versus a luxury, which is gonna make doing the start room challenge oh so much easier. And they got rid of that horrific gobblegum system, which made the game way too arcade type and too easy. So I'm so glad that Treyarch did this. Treyarch, you really deserve a pat on the back. Like, I really enjoy this game. See, me standing still is like how I just was gonna get me killed. Interesting. What is this? I wonder, why is it that we as humans cling to such a false sense of reality? We cling to this realm of existence when this realm of existence offers nothing but suffering. Like, yes, there's obviously a lot more to just the suffering, but it's so hard to see it sometimes because of all the suffering, and because of that fact of the suffering, is like, why do humans even bother attempting to wanting to live forever? Like, when I'm done with this part of life, or this part of whatever, I'm done. Like, I don't want to live forever. Please don't make me come back as a ghost. I don't want to be reincarnated. Being reincarnated is probably one of the scariest things because of the uncertainty. You don't know if you're gonna come back as a human or not. And then if you come back, you won't even know that you came back. Like, just imagine the people who are smart enough to think about these cosmic views on things and how meaningless stuff is. What if we really are the people, or the spirits, or the parts of the universe, the molecules that are aware of itself? We have literally been here before, and that's why it's a lot easier for us to come to these terms. But deep down, we've always understand that we've always been here. Think about it like this: if you do believe in the afterlife, you have to believe in some type of before life, right? Because we already know how it feels to, not exist. Because at some point, sometime, we didn't exist. Just because we weren't conscious of it, don't mean that it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It would be actually ignorant for us to, ignore that simple fact that we were once nothing, that we did not exist, that we were just a part of the cosmos. Someone is down, perfect. I get to play hero.
Throwing C4.
There we go. That's how you use your C4. But yeah, so it's like, why is it that we cling to this, sense of reality? Because whether we live forever or not, is going to be nothing but more pain on our end. Because let's say we do live forever, eventually we're going to do everything we want to do, we're going to see everything we want to see, we're going to know everything that we want to know. Because I feel as though it might be near to impossible of knowing everything, but the general sense of knowledge is definitely limited to some extent, because it's not meant for us to know everything. And a lot of us can't be content with this because we just want to know everything. I don't know what it is about the human condition that makes that reality, but that's the fact of it. That's why science was created. That's why philosophy was created. We want to know things. Oh man. And understanding that, at one point, and because this is the reason why a lot of people shouldn't be afraid of death, because we've already been dead. We've already known how it felt to not be. However, we don't recall it, and because we don't recall it, we tend to, you know, not necessarily look at it on that from that perspective. You know, we tend to look at the here and the now as like, I want this to last forever, but it's like, it can't. You know, that's just the way life works. That's the circle of life. It's not meant for anything to last forever. And yes, thanks to quantum physics, it has been proven that quantum immortality actually is a thing, that when you leave your information, which is nothing but a bunch of molecules and other things bunched up together, eventually making up you to make you, stays in quantum theory. However, black holes have shown us that that is not entirely true, because if something was to get caught in a black hole, once that black hole finally collides on itself, it will cease to exist. All the information that was within the black hole, and even the black hole's information itself, ceases to exist. And a lot of quantum physicists choose to reject. A lot of quantum physicists choose to reject this theory, because that's all it is a theory, because there's no way we can actually measure a black hole. We can't get information close enough, which is interesting that, you know, people were able to actually come up to this conclusion with the black hole. But the way science has evolved and technology has definitely became a lot easier to figure some of these things out.
Glad you had my back.
Yeah, you finally revived me after I was almost dead and I lost Jug.
Zombie threat neutralized.
Alright, I'm only gonna buy Jug because it's round 17 and I should definitely work toward getting a level 2 weapon. Me dying was, you know, completely my fault. I'm not even gonna try to rationalize it and say the game cheated. The game did not cheat. But yeah, that was basically the late night stream that I wanted to make. Well, this is not the stream I wanted to make, but this is the stream that I made. Had to adapt and readjust to the environment that Positively set up for me. Hashtag Positively sucks. Nah, that's my brother though, so hopefully he'll get back on later tonight. Hopefully I'm still up and we can actually play. If that does happen, I will definitely restream. But I definitely had to give everyone something, because I kind of did a letdown on the first 2 halves of the stream, my channel. I don't know if I'm gonna leave those failed attempts up or not. In my head, I'm just thinking, why not, right? I mean, it'll be a funny little thing to look back on. But who knows? Everyone won't find that the same sense of humor in it as I will, because a lot of people aren't as open-minded as me. But I don't know, I might do it. Just because. I might rename the video too, like, my first zombies gameplay stream failed attempt. We didn't get to put no philosophy in the video or anything. I actually wasn't intending on putting any philosophy in the video, mainly because since it was my first time, I wanted to, like, more so give all of my attention on doing well. And as you all saw, that didn't necessarily, I mean, I don't feel like I was doing bad, but definitely, as you can see, nowhere near on the level that I'm on now. So, you know. Oh, I don't even have enough to...
Whatever happened here, Omega Group's been planning it for some time. That means the Soviets are well ahead of us. I don't like it. That makes two of us. The Soviets must have known there was a risk turning that machine back on, and they did it anyway.
Oh, someone's down. I didn't even realize I'm in the zone right now. How do I even get up there to where he is? Oh no, I have to go this way. Damn it. He was all the way on the other side of the map. There was nothing I can do for him. Oh Lord. Alright, well, didn't like the ray gun in the last couple of games, don't like it in this game either. I guess that is one thing that not necessarily won't change.
Drag the flesh eater.
I like how they done away with the point system of you get 10 points on every with every hit that you actually make versus you actually get your points from the kills that you get. So it makes you more mindful in the way that you kill. my, oh my, oh my. I like how you can't move and revive anymore.
Right weapon for me.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Ooh, that's the RPD. Did they really bring this gun back? Oh, please allow me to still have the RPD at least. You must revive me.
My thanks.
Ah, this, you know what? Whether it's the RPD or not, it sucks on round 19. I'm actually trying to see this through all the way, but I'm not gonna lie, this is getting very tedious. Definitely love the challenge in zombies now though. Definitely a lot more challenging, and I'm learning as I play. Definitely love a game that makes me learn. Like, it's like I'm relearning how to play zombies all over again. Trust and believe me, I was not always as good at zombies as I am now, and I'm not even really playing as though I'm a good zombies player, or at least above average. So I like to call myself an above average player. See, right now this is the only weapon I can use because it's the only one that's Pack-a-Punch, and the Pack-a-Punch is level 2 at that. Definitely feel like every 10 rounds or so you should probably upgrade your Pack-a-Punch, even though it can only go to level 3. But I feel like level 3 is a strength, because since I haven't upgraded my actual weapon to level 3 yet, I feel as though level 3 is a level in which I'm still not even able to fathom yet. So who knows, maybe it is something that will last even 3 rounds, 30 and plus. However, the way I'm seeing it is every 10 rounds we should be definitely trying to Pack-a-Punch the weapon, or at least level up the Pack-a-Punch level. If you're using the Pack-a-Punch weapon by round 20, you are definitely wrong. Just look at the RPD. Yeah, that's not, yeah.
You deserve that.
Alright. There we are. Hold on. What you thought?
frag the flesh eater.
Because you're not subject to the nuke. Think you're fucking special, dog? You're not. You're just like every other fucking bloodthirsty hellhound. Go away. You just want to feel special. Another sense of control.
Team, we got an extraction window. Best way to do is a dog round. The other dude left because it was taking too long for us to die, I guess. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing once I get satisfied enough with what is going on. Oh Lord, or if I die. Because if I die again, I'm definitely gonna quit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure me and Popsicles are ready to start attempting to do these threads. I'm familiarized with the map for the most part, and so I have some general understanding, or general map awareness, I should say, and pretty decent. The only thing I say would be a problem is the skill. My skill can definitely improve, but we'll work through it. I know I can do it while I'm you know, got y'all by my side. I know I can do it. Oh my. Whoa.
Alright everyone, I'm not going to lie, getting pretty tedious, not really doing much but surviving at this point. If only I was still in love with zombies in the way that I used to be in love with it, I could go on forever and ever. But I guess I could've, nah, not really much to do, especially with randoms. And I feel like I touched on all the topics that I mainly wanted to touch on. However, I will leave everyone with this general thinking question. Would you rather be depressed but know everything there is you need to know about general life knowledge, or would you rather just live in a fool's paradise, accepting the absurd and not even thinking about how absurd the absurd really is, living within the confines of this society, that humanity that we have constructed for ourselves, this matrix-like simulation? And with that being said, I thank everyone that participated and that was a part of the stream, and I will see you guys later.